Hello, my name is Yeji, otherwise known as ANdmadeco here on YouTube and on Instagram. Today I have my April Makes video, so I'll list out the episodes as well as the items where you can find the items that I've previously talked about in, and I have one new finished object from April to share in today's video, as well as one new finished object that I just finished in early May. I also have the giveaway winners, which I'd like to announce first because I think admittedly it is a little more exciting. And so thank you again so much for the 1,000 subscribers. And I hope to do more giveaways in the future. It is something that I feel like also brings the community together, and I always love reading your comments. So thank you again for that. The easiest way to contact me if you have one is through messaging me on Instagram, which is at ANdmadeco. But if you do not use Instagram, and you don't have to follow me or anything, as long as you're subscribed on this channel and you are a winner, then you're eligible to receive a gift. And so if you do not have Instagram, then I did create an email, which is yeji.andmadeco@gmail.com. So feel free to email me there as well. And just so we're all clear, if the winners have not picked up their prizes, by the time the next May Makes rolls around, then I'll pick new winners then. For the $100 gift card to Tea Cozy Yarn Shop, the winner is at Kizzy for Shizzy. Thank you so much for entering as well as subscribing and your comment. And I, of course, used a random comment generator or from a random YouTube comment picker. And the winner is at Kizzy for Shizzy. Thank you. And then for the patterns, because we had some people do a double entry since they didn't want to be a part of the gift card entry because they either didn't live in the area or they had enough yarn, etc. And for that, I used a random number generator because some people had 2 entries, some people had 1, most people had 1. And then I picked out 3 random numbers and I counted from the oldest comment to the newest comment being the last. I think there were 96 individual comments, and then with that I think there were 5 or 6 people who had double entries, and so whatever that number was, I picked 3 random numbers from a random number generator. And the winners for that were Lindsay Sin 6144, Tiff R9S, as well as Mozart's Animation. And I'll have all their comments up here. And if you are one of these people, please also message me on Instagram or email me at yeji.andmadeco@gmail.com. Thank you so much again for entering. And as I said, I will hopefully have more giveaways in the future, or I'll definitely have more giveaways in the future. And if you could just let me know if the pattern giveaways are more your style or if a gift card giveaway is more your style, I'll probably end up mixing it up. And I am thinking of maybe doing some other yarn giveaways as well in the future. So we'll see how that all goes and what happens there. But I am very excited to have hit that 1,000 subscriber milestone. And hopefully there will be more to come. Thank you. So now let's jump into what I finished for the month of April. And in episode 26, I talk about noodles. It's a pattern by Sher in her book, Gnomes of Grimblewood. And I try to make a gnome every month. And so for this month, I started it April 1st, finished it April 1st, and therefore it was a part of my March Makes video. But all the information, if you are curious, is in that video. So episode 26. And then in episode 27, my actual first finished object of April, which I also finished April 1st, was Tally Alley Socks by Michelle Frazetta. And I'm still so stoked about how that one has turned out. And in that episode, I also talk about my Alpine Bloom by Caitlin Hunter. And I'm wearing it, and so I just love that so much as well. I've been very into flowers. I think tulip season is almost coming to a close here in Seattle, but I have just been loving all the floral things, and I've been especially into tulips this March and April. It happens every spring, but it is what happened. And then in episode 28, I finished my butterfly socks. So this was just a plain pair of vanilla socks. And then I added a butterfly motif from Jamie Lomax's Doodle Knit Directory. And all of the information is also in that video. And in last week's episode 29, I finished the Bocce sweater by Mommy Choi, which it's a very winter sweater, but then it turned very chilly. It's turned very warm again since we hit May 1st, but it's been pretty chilly just in the last week of April. So I got some wears out of that, and so I was very happy. And then I also finished Sleuth Beret by Katie Robbins, which is a really fun and bright beret. And I was really, and that was a sample knit for Tea Cozy Yarn Shop. So that was also a very fun make. Those are all the items that I've already talked about in April. And next we have my newly finished object of this week. And this is Phoebe Top Mini by Aimee Sher. And this is a test knit for Aimee. So she already has the Phoebe Top Adult out. And so you're welcome to get that if you want. And if you would like to make a matching version, this pattern has not come out yet, but I will definitely let you know when it does. It is a bottom up sleeveless top with cable detailing on it, and it is so cute. I really enjoyed making this. I know that Stephanie from Edible Thoughts Makes, she has made a lot of Aimee Sher patterns and she always recommends Aimee's patterns, and I can see why, because the pattern is very clearly written and it's very easy to know where you are going next. Although I do have to say that a lot of the pattern, you start bottom up, so you are very into the cabling pattern, mostly probably have it memorized. But when it comes to decreasing, sometimes when you're going to decrease in the next row, it's kind of a judgment of, oh, do I want to cable this and then have to pick up stitches later, or when you're doing the neckline have to deal with that, or do I not want to cable it? So I think that's just a judgment, and it probably it's not a big deal at the end, but you can tell that for some parts I did end up cabling a little bit versus others I didn't, and it's personal preference, I think, at that point. And then I really enjoyed just how it knit up. So to get into the details, I did make this for my toddler, my 3-year-old, but I did test knit a 5-year-old size because she is very tall for her age. And the yarn I used for it is Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino, and this is in the color Rhubarb Rose. And this is also the same color I have for this. So this is the Cephisso top or Cephisso tank by Sari Nordland, and this was in her book, Softly Timeless Knits. And just as a side note, her summer book I'm very excited for, but I made 2 of these. This was Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino held double. And this is held single, and I'm not sure if you can see the light coming through, but it is a very light fabric. It's also very drapey. I made this with the recommended needle size, which is a US 3, a 3.25 millimeter needle, and all of the I-cord was done on the US 2, a 2.75 millimeter needle. One of the things that I enjoy a lot about this pattern is that it does have a higher neck as well as higher armpits, and so I feel like it really fits that toddler slash kid body well. And I'll have multiple pictures of my daughter wearing this, and she was so cute. We did a whole photo shoot outside and she really enjoyed it, and I am just really happy and very satisfied with how this has turned out. I would definitely recommend this pattern once it releases. The fabric is so nice on this 3.25 millimeter needle. It's very drapey. Just for contrast, my Cephisso top, it has a 3.5 millimeter needle. I used a US 4 with it. This is a size inclusive pattern. It does go up to a 60-inch bust, but you do have to get the book to get this pattern. And then, and also because this is Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino held double, it's a lot thicker. And so I feel like, I am showing more skin, so I don't feel too warm in it, but I do enjoy that just for a kid garment that it is pretty light. This was around 60 grams, so it did take more than 1 ball, but it didn't take too much more. So out of 5 balls, I was able to get 2 summer weight garments, as well as have around 10 grams left over. So I didn't make any changes other than make the body a little longer because she is tall, and I think my row gauge was quite off. So my row gauge was shorter, and so I made it longer to match that. And I also did have to redo not the arms, but the neckline, the I-cord binding on this, because my daughter has a really big head. So she's 99th percentile in height, but also in her head size. And so that's just genetics. I think I have a large head. The height is not genetics, but the head size is very genetics. So I think I just had to make it looser and pick up more stitches for the I-cord bind off. And I think it's not too floppy or anything. So I'm just excited for her to get some good wears out of this. Hopefully, will get some good wears without her staining it too much, because this is cotton merino, so I'll have to hand wash it. And also it's just one of those things where hopefully the wool doesn't make her too warm in the summer. It's not as easy as 100% cotton or 100% plant-based yarns, but I really enjoy the feel of this, and we can now be matching and she can enjoy her best sassy princess phase. So we'll segue now into what I'm wearing, and I've gone over a lot of the details already, but this is the Cephisso top by Sari Nordland, and I made it with a US 4, a 3.5mm needle as is recommended, and I knit the size 4. And how this one works is you knit 4 triangles, you join all the triangles and knit the body in the round, and then you knit the straps and attach it to the back. So the triangles create the same shape in the front and the back, so it does have a lower back. And I find that when I wear my bra with it, it's fine. I think when I'm wearing a nude bra, it doesn't really bother me that you can see parts of the straps. And a lot of the times I have on a shirt to go with it. And so it's something that I think is just a look. But if it does bother you, then I would recommend wearing a strapless bra to go with this top. So I'll stand up and show you what it looks like as well. I really enjoy the feel of Knitting for Olive cotton merino held double. I like the thickness of the fabric it makes, especially as you join the triangles. A lot of the times right in the middle, you can have a little bit of it stretched out. I just make sure to really whip it down on the wrong side so that it wouldn't stretch out too much. And then I also really enjoy how the triangles are quite big, so it covers up this part of my underarm, because that's the part where I think I'm the most self-conscious of. And so I am looking forward to wearing this more in the summer now that the weather has turned a lot warmer. And as I said, I really enjoy wearing it with a white shirt. So a lot of the times this is how I would wear it, with a shirt over. The shirt has a little bit of pink in it, so I think it matches well. And then a top under, and if it gets super warm, then I'll take off the shirt. I'll stand up again and show you what it looks like. Moving on to my first finished object of May, I am wearing it, and it is Sophorine by Audrey Borrego. I knit this in a size 2 on the recommended US 3 3.25mm needle. The yarn I use for this is Sandusgarn Tin Line in the color 9825, which is Sunny Lime, and I am so happy with this color. It's very in. It is a very chartreusey, lighter Kermit Frog color, and I enjoy how it looks, as well as I think I wasn't sure at first about how it would look with my skin tone. I think it's fine. I will definitely wear it, even though it might not be the most flattering, but I enjoy it. And also I only used around 80 something grams for this entire top, so it is a very lightweight top. It feels really nice against the skin. The Sandusgarn Tin Line is only 14% linen, it's 53% cotton, and 33% viscose. So it is a very lightweight yarn. It feels really nice against the body, and I really enjoy that I can put it in the washing machine as well as the dryer. I enjoyed Sophorine knitting it as well, so you can knit the short sleeve version. There is an option to put bust darts, and I didn't put bust darts. I think she recommends bust darts if your full bust to your upper bust is over an 8cm difference. And also the satin sleeves, I wanted to put just have it as sleeveless top, so that's what I did. I did do the twisted ribbing as suggested in the pattern, but I made the ribbing maybe a couple rows shorter just because I wasn't sure if it would be too close to the underarm. Another thing I really enjoy about Sophorine is that it doesn't show the underarm skin or just this fatty area right here, as I think a lot of the tank tops do that do come lower. And the V-neck I think is not too deep. So I am so happy with how this looks. It is quite cropped. I did do 10 inches of just plain stockinette before starting the ribbing, but again, I did make my ribbing slightly shorter, and I think she suggests 10 3/4 inches, so I took off a little bit of length there. It fits really well with my current jeans, which is my current go-to pair. And also I think if I wear linen pants or other high-waisted items, it'll also fit really well with those as well. And for the construction of this garment, as I said before in last week's video, you do start with the front 2 panels. So you start off with a short rows, you do the left, you do the right, and then you do the back by attaching it at the shoulders, and you cast on and you knit the back, and then you join in to create the V-neck. And I really enjoyed the whole process. Knitting with Tinline, it does catch a little bit on my needles and a strand does come loose. I think that's it for most plant-based yarns. They're just not as tightly plied, and so and they don't stick together like wool does. It's bound to happen, but I really enjoy the feel of Tinline, so this is a yarn that I'll definitely work with again as foreshadowing for my acquisitions portion. But I was just very glad to have it done, to have it completed, and I think this will be a top that I get a lot of wears out of this summer. And so I am very excited for it. As for works in progress, I only have one because I just finished the Sophorine last night, and I also worked on the Phoebe Top Mini this week. And so this is the Vertices Unite by Stephen West. I am making it with the recommended needle size, a US 4, a 3.5 millimeter needle. This is a size large. There are two sizes in the pattern, and I'm knitting it with Frankie Gray Fibers Hybrid Knit Along Kit in Midnight Fade. I show this every week for the past 3 weeks, so I feel like I'm just a little bit repetitive with information, which is why I think I'm speaking quickly. But I finished this third section, which is a really big rectangle. The first section and the third section are the largest, and I am currently on the fourth, although I just barely started the fourth, but the shed also go by pretty quickly. The next few sections are a little shorter, so I will continue working on this, continue showing it as I make more progress on the shawl. Next, I want to briefly talk about my plans for this week, and I plan on casting on for the Colette tee. This is the Noro Sonata in the color 30 Cat Mint, and it's a really pretty lavender color. And I plan on casting this on to make my second Colette tee. I made one last year, but I want a redemption this year, so I will probably wind this up and do that. But I wanted to show you in the hank again because it's so beautiful, the yarn. And I got that yarn a couple weeks ago, but Saturday was also local yarn shop day, so I did stop by Tea Cozy and they were having some really great deals, and so I couldn't resist but to pick up quite a bit of yarn. And so I will show you the yarn now, and if you aren't interested, that's fine, I'll see you next week. The yarn that I did pick up, I am very excited for, and I do slightly have an idea of what I want to do with it. The first is Harrisville Shetland Cone, and this is in the color 9 Evergreen. Then this one is in the color 61 Goldenrod, and this is by Harrisville. It is just their cone yarn. It's 900 grams for 228 grams for approximately 900 yards. So there's definitely enough in here, I think, to make a cropped plain sweater. Probably doesn't even need to be that cropped, but I plan on holding this, pairing these together and maybe making a jean sweater with it. Like I said last time, I love that pattern. I can't get the combination out of my head though, the red and the pink, so that's what I might do. Or even a Scotch Pine pullover by Alicia Plummer, I think would be really beautiful in this yarn. And the yarns are in no particular order. But I also did pick up 4 more balls of the Sandscorn Tin Line because Line was the line of yarn that was on sale last month as just the yarn of the month. So it was 15% off, but I couldn't resist. After talking about the jean tee in last week's video, I wanted to pick it up so that I could pair these two together to make a t-shirt this summer. And this is in Spicy Orange. This is the color 3819, and this was in the color 4002, and this one is in the color Peach Blossom. So these two I think will pair really nicely together, and so I had to get these. As a part of their super sale, they also had Quince & Co. Wimbrel, and this is in the color Waterline. I picked up 3. This is 100 grams, but only 165 meters. So it is in that worsted weight or even thicker than that, but it is 100% cotton, so it is quite heavy for the thickness of the yarn. And I am planning on making a Soho top by Tradery in it, and I think it'll be really nice to have a more of a heavier, maybe a weightier garment, but one that is sleeveless so I don't overheat. It will be my first time working with Quince & Co, so I'm also very excited for that as well. And they also had a couple colors, a couple bright colors of the Lang Super Mohair, the Mohair Super Kid Silk. I picked up this color, the yellow, in the color 992, and I just wanted to have a yellow. I don't really have any yellow mohair. Not a lot of yellow things in general, but I thought that this would be nice to have, and it was on a really great deal. And I think this is the only yarn that I don't really have a plan for. Next, I think Tea Cozy is clearing out their Madeline Tosh woolen cotton. So I picked up quite a few, all of their skeins that they had left because it was a really great deal. First, I have this, which is in the color Candlewick. So I have 2 of these, and I have one of Favorite Pear, one of Afternoon Nap, which has speckles in it, and 3 of Hosta Blue. And it says that this is a DK weight yarn, but the meterage is 200 meters for 100 grams. I would say that's more worsted. Again, it does have cotton in it. It's 50-50. It's 50 superwash merino wool, 50% cotton. So I think this will make a really great summer, like a summer night, late summer kind of top, where it might not be a tank top or anything, but it would make a really nice sweater. It is a very soft yarn. So I was thinking of pairing all of these together to make a sweater, maybe the stripe pipe, but I think you need more contrast colors for that. So I'm still undecided, but maybe something with color work, simple color work. And I can also just make a t-shirt with this and then make another top with these. So maybe I'll do that. But I really enjoyed just Madeline Tosh yarns in general in the past, so I've never tried woolen cotton, and because it was on such a great deal, I knew I had to pick all of them up. Also, outside of Tea Cozy, they have the little free library, and I put in a lot of my scrap yarn in there. But I also saw that somebody left around 20, maybe 15 to 20 full skeins of hand-dyed yarn, which is very generous. I strive to be that generous one day. I did pick up one Witchfire Fibers, and I only picked up one. I saw this and I really wanted to try it. I've heard of Witchfire Fibers as well as just seen their yarn on Instagram. The color is beautiful. This is in the colorway Soul. It is a sock set with 80% superwash merino with 20% nylon. And so I am planning on making socks with these, and I think it will turn out beautifully. Just the colors of it, it's very up my alley and very beautiful. And last Thursday, they put out the Puget Sound LYS tour, the local yarn shop tour bags, as well as the zipper pouch. So I picked up the tote bag. I really enjoy the color as well as the size of it, and it is the canvas bags. And I think this is perfect for a project quantity, so for like a sweater. The LYS tour is in May. I think it's from May 14th to the 17th if I'm not wrong, but I'll put more details, or where you can find more details. So I don't think I can hit up a lot of yarn shops then, because we only have one car in this house, and I do look after my kids during the week, but maybe in the weekend I can hit up at least a couple. I am very excited for the LYS yarn shop tour. And Emily also did get in more redesigned project items, and I have the Project 10 bag. I thought this would be the perfect matching Notions pouch to go with it, so I did pick it up. And I really enjoy the craftsmanship of the redesigned project items. And I also really like this. I know it's a really good size. It will fit in everything I need it to fit, so I'm thankful for that as well. And the last item I picked up is this, which is the Tea Cozy project bag, which Emily, I think, has ice, and also Elsa, they have ice dyed, bath ice dyed, dyed ice bath, dyed ice bath. I'm not sure how it is, but they have done that method to dye these project bags, and I really enjoy the drawstring bags, so I picked one of these. And then on top of that, they were also giving away some of these smaller pouches for anybody, as many as that they had, so it was in limited quantity. But I did go early in the day. I made a reel of it. It was quite busy, but it was also very lively, and so I will post some of those clips if I can find them. And so I have this, and I think they're so cute together, but this will be the perfect sock quantity. And I make gnomes every month, so it'll be really perfect to put it in here as well. And in this, they also have given away needle stoppers as well as a tried-on tubing cord. And this was a freebie, so thank you so much to Tea Cozy for this. And I think that is it. That wraps up all the things that I've got, the things I've worked on this month, everything. And I hope this episode is not too long, but thank you so much for watching. Thank you again for all of the subscribes. And I will definitely chat with you in next week's video. I hope you have a great week. I will see you next week. Bye.